Welcome to another video from Dr. Lock. So what we have here is just a very messy background with a jig. And we're going to demonstrate this Sorber, S-O-U-B-E-R Sorber tool. I actually have some of their other lock tools for drilling out stuff and all the rest. So one of the pains or big troubles we have as locksmiths is always fitting mortise locks to mortise doors. And there is a way of doing it, and this is the actual type of lock we're talking about. So I just want to show you what the instructions demonstrate on this brochure here. What they demonstrate is to mark it all out and get a speed bit and drill and drill and drill and drill and drill and drill and drill, right? And then overlap them, then come in there with your chisel and turn this into a square section. Then put your mortise lock in, mark around, mark out your faceplate, and then do a 2mm step in there so you can fit your lock body in. We're not going to do that today. We're going to demonstrate that right there. If I was to do that on this piece of wood right here, I'd be saying half an hour to try and do a nice job, and we've all kind of done it before. So what we've got is we've got a brand new lock, we've got this jig, and we've got it all set up. Now setup didn't take too long. To set up the height of how much you're going to do, you're going to set it up by using those top and bottom clamps. To set up the depth of what you're going to cut, you're going to do it by that collar right there, so you can go in and start cutting, and once you get to that collar down to that point there, you've gone in far enough. You can also swap out the cutter and put on a 25mm cutter and also do the faceplate and do a perfect job at the faceplate. So let's demonstrate it now and see how long it takes. See how long it takes to actually do this. All right. Okay, so one of the reasons why it was a little bit harder was because one, our drill's not going fast enough, and the other option is too, this stuff is actually wet pine, so it's actually wet. If it was dry, it would be able to rip into it a little bit quicker, and when you pull out, you can see that it's actually getting stuck on the tip. So I mean, this was only a $6 piece of wood, and that's why we used it for this demonstration. But if it was a door, it'd be a completely different scenario. But you can see the shape of that cutout there. It's like perfect. Our edges are perfect. See that? Perfect. Okay, so we're at our lowest point now where the collar now meets the jig, and with this wood, it was the worst wood to do a demonstration on because it's wet. What was happening is that it's coming off in big bits and it's getting stuck on the cutter. If we were using a nice dry bit, this drill and this jig would have made clean work of it probably in a minute or two. But unfortunately with this wood, because it was cheap from Bunnings, $6, it was a really bad demonstration. But we're at the point now where we can show you how easy it is to actually fit the mortise lock. Okay, so I've just changed my bit now to the 25mm bit, which should be big enough to do the faceplate, and I've just adjusted it. I've done a top line and a bottom line, and now I'm pretty much ready to go. Now, a few of the things I noticed about this particular jig is if this cross section here is square, like left to right, you're not going to be able to do the clamp. It actually works on an angle. That means that when I come to the top, this part will be hitting. When I come to the bottom, this part will be hitting. So I've set that up now. Now I'm going to attach the drill, and I'm ready to do my faceplate. So the part that we're doing now, we've done the body, which is this part here. We want to do this faceplate, and then from there I'm going to square off the edges, and that will allow the mortise lock to be complete. So this is the part that we only really need to go down a couple of millimeters. So I'm going to now need to reset my collar to only allow it to do a couple of millimeters. Okay, so as you can see now, I've adjusted the collar down. I'm going to attach the drill, and this actual tool is designed for using a drill, by the way. That's why it has the triangle shaped attachment which conforms to the drill chuck. Alright, let's do that final cut. So Now, although you did hear it cracking a little bit, this wood is the worst example wood I could have ever used. But we're going to persevere. Now, to get this clamp off, I'm just going to go, there's one handle here, so I'm going to go left off and right off. That's the Ice Cream Man. And that song is an ABBA song that he's playing, just for your reference. Okay, so now I'm just going to clean it out, and there is so much wood in here. Oh, it sounds like you got a sale. I'll come bring you around here and I want to show you what this looks like. See that? Perfect. Perfect. And although it did sort of pick up on those edges, it's still a fairly straight edge to work with. I'm going to move this over a bit here so you can see. How's that? That's better. Right, let's grab our lock body now and let's just have a look and see how we're doing. That's the hardest part of the mortise lock done. So that means that slides in there, and look at that. Look at that. Look how perfect that is, along the edges and all the rest. Now, if I was to use a speed bore, come in there and chisel, I'm going to be there for a long time. To finish this mortise lock off now, all I need to do is square up my edges with a chisel, which I'll do now. So I'll take my mortise lock out, I'll grab a hammer, put the mortise lock in my pocket, as every good locky does. It's as simple as this. Coming in here, riding that edge, bring it down, and bang, bring it across, take it to the top, bang, bring it across. Oh, I just hit myself then. It's not my normal fitting hammer, it's just a rough hammer I've got from the garage. You pop that out. Alright, let's do the same down the bottom. Straight across. 2 good hits. Ride that line. And chuck it out. Alright, let's have a look now. Alright, so you can see mortise lock is fitted. This wood is still not right. Now we have enough of the faceplate, and that's pretty much it. So the biggest part of the mortise lock fitting was the actual doing that. If I had drier wood, I would have been able to do this in about 2 minutes. This is wet pine, that's why it took me the time. But nevertheless, the experience is the same, and what I wanted to show you is that if you've got 50 or 30 or 100 doors and you need to do it, there's no two ways about it. You need this jig. This jig right here, to be able to set it up, to be able to do the faceplate too, really did save time. So 25mm on the faceplate, and I think we're doing 22 on the lock body, and look at that, it's a perfect job. I've done these by hands for so many years, and I'm happy now we got the jig. So leave your comments down below if you've used this jig, what you think about this jig. That's just a very quick example. As you can see now, it's just a matter of simply screwing in the faceplate, and we are good to go, lock fitted. You still do need to cut out your cylinders and things, but the hardest part, which was using the speed bore, and then using the speed bore on an angle, and then carving it out with a chisel, digging down 60 to 80mm in there, to pull out all that meat, the hardest bit's done. So what do I rate this jig as? Being usable for a drill, it's 100%, absolutely 100%. And I can't believe that I spent all of my locksmithing career without one, and that's probably one of the reasons why I avoided fitting these locks from scratch for so long. Leave your comments down below. Thanks for watching.